Good evening, chat. I have a question. What do you say to the god of Windows Update? And you go to your computer, and the Windows Update box pops up. And what do you say to it? I used to say, not today. But recently, Windows has figured out a way around that. It's like that horror movie, The Ring, where you're called by someone and they say 7 days. And then they hang up. The Windows Update isn't that merciful, though. It's just 3 days. So, I noticed that if you cancel the Windows Update, you can't just say, no, I never want to update. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm happy as it is. No, it will say you can either update now or you can update in 3 days. And after 3 days, everything you're doing just gets shut down. It's like Bill Gates is angry and then Alt F4, update now. It must happen. I don't think there's a worse spyware on the fucking internet than the Windows Update. And when you look at the shit that they're trying to pull, my god, like that idea where there's an AI that like screenshots everything on your computer. Wow, like I really want to trust Microsoft with the information to my credit card and my bank accounts. Sure. And it also like records everything, like keystrokes and stuff. And the question was like, alright, but like what if I have like some private information? Like what if I work on an NDA stuff on my computer? Like what then? Oh, they don't fucking care. But you know, you trust Microsoft with your data. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like they're a professional company. And what happens if they get hacked? Well, tough shit, I guess. Hi V, hope your day is good. That poker face, ma. My god, American Outlier is like one of the most difficult people to read. Like, he's the type of person that when he gets happy, it's on the inside. Like, on the outside, he's got a poker face. So it's kind of difficult to discern. It's like, did I make him happy or not? It's like poker face. I would never play poker with American Outlier. He's too fucking good. He would clean the table. American Outlier, have you considered playing poker with people? You may win. What other games are there where you need to bluff? Salem Witch Trials, the one with the cards. I think American Outlier would be the best at it. There's also like that game, reality show, where all the contestants have a blindfold, and one of them has to bullshit the other. So it's like 9 girls and a guy, and the guy has to pretend it's the girl, and the women have to like choose who they eliminate, right? Like they have to pretend it's like that Among Us video game, right? Like every time they choose one of them to eliminate, and if the guy pretends that he's a woman pretty good, then he doesn't get eliminated and he wins. And I think like American Outlier can be like amongst 9 liberal that are racist as fuck, and he can convince them that he's a liberal as well. That's the power of his poker face. Ma. I let my laptop update, but my PC hasn't updated since 2016 when I bought it. I think like, yeah. Like if you haven't updated ever, I don't think like they can force you to update. So like there is a way around the updates, yeah. I heard that Microsoft wants to implement advertising on its Windows system. Like, why wouldn't they? At this point, I'm not even surprised. At this point, why wouldn't they just log into your bank account and take all your assets? I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to use Linux? No. Like, they literally can do whatever the fuck they want. If Microsoft wants, it can create an avatar that goes out of the computer and fucks your wife. And there's nothing you can do about it. You'd still install it, wouldn't you? I know you would. I know you would, because, like, you're not going to use Linux. You're not going to use the free option. So, like, no matter what Microsoft does, you're fine with it. This is what virtual machines are for. Yeah, but in order to run the virtual machine, you'd have to install something not Windows. Who's going to do that? Hello, Biodiversity. There's already advertising in Windows 10 and 11. Yeah, like when you install Windows, it actually asks you, like, do you want us to use your geolocation in order to advertise? So do you want to get random ads that you don't care about, or do you want to get ads that you do care about? And no matter what you choose, you get ads. If they could beam ads directly into your brain, they'd be doing it. No. Listen. There's two things that you can do with ads to make it obnoxious. One of them was on the smartphones, that the ad stops playing and it only resumes when you look at the phone. So like the phones have cameras and facial recognition, right? So like if you get an ad on your phone and you look away from the ad, it stops playing. And it only resumes when you're looking at it. So like you'd be forced to look at it, or otherwise you can't use whatever program you're using. The second thing and this is actually patented. I don't know, I think it's Sony or Samsung, like they actually patented this. So you get an ad, like let's say McDonald's, right? And if you want to skip the ad, you gotta get up from your couch, fists pumping in the air, and go McDonald's! And when you do that, the ad skips. And you have to do this for like all the commercials. If you scream the name of the brand at the television, then the ad skips. Like, this is actually patented. Again, I don't know if it's Sony or Samsung that did it, but like, the fact that there are people out there that think of the most cancerous shit imaginable shows that there is still creativity in the West, but they're only creatives with ways on how to fuck the user. Like this is where the technology is going right now. You know, it used to be, it's like, hey, let's make the best graphics card. Like, let's push the boundaries of processing. Like, let's make better processors. Let's make hard drives with more memory. Now it's like, how can we spy on the user? How can we take more cash from the user? How can we give minimum effort and milk the user of all his cash? Like, that is what they're focusing on, and it's working. I mean, they're fucking geniuses when it comes to that. It's tyranny, yeah. Like they're very creative in their tyrannical approaches. Not gonna lie. All right. We got some news today. This one is actually interesting. So apparently, in an airplane, a laptop caught fire due to battery. So let's look at it. Did I save it? No, I didn't save it. Of course, I didn't fucking save it. Why would I save it? But, yeah, no, so, a laptop catches fire. And the pilots were like, do not take your luggage. You are not allowed. Do not take your luggage. And everyone is taking their luggage. But I'm wondering, though, like, what can they do? Kick you off the plane because you're taking your luggage? Seriously, though, if you're on a plane, make absolutely sure that your documents are with you at all times, right? So, usually you put the luggage on top of the seat, right? Do not have your cash there, do not have your credit card there, do not have your wallet, do not have your ID. Because it's true, like, there can be an event that requires you to get off the plane. Like, something that's not necessarily serious, but there have been cases like this one with the laptop, right? So the laptop catches fire, and there's smoke everywhere, and it's like, okay, we need to evacuate. If you happen to not have your belongings with you, I mean, okay, now you're in an international space with no passport. That's fun, right? Yes, I have played poker out ironically for fun. See, the motherfucker wins 7 out of 10. If not, I get second place. Also, just switch to Linux. Try Zorin. Looks like Windows 7. I don't want to switch, though. I don't wanna. I want Bill Gates to abuse me. To use me and abuse me. What the fuck would my luggage have to do with someone else's flaming laptop? Well, listen, okay? The laptop is burning. There's smoke in the plane. And they're evacuating the plane. And as they're evacuating the plane, like, you have to get the fuck out, right? As they're evacuating the plane, they're telling you, leave your luggage where it is. Now, the reason they're doing this is to rush the evacuation. Because they don't want a situation where everyone is blocking the exit because they're going for their luggage. So that is why they're saying this. But obviously, people don't want to leave their belongings behind. Because if the plane catches fire, then your luggage catches fire. And some people have important shit in their luggage. So most people do the math and they're like, okay, well, I can spend 2 more minutes to take my luggage. That's fine. Unfortunately, however, the math doesn't check out because everyone thinks the same. And usually it actually delays. Like, if you off-board the plane, you know how long it takes since the door opens until everyone leaves. Yeah, always have your more important stuff with you. Yeah. Alright. I found a video with Joe Biden. I love videos with Joe Biden, especially ones where Joe Biden is young. Young Joe Biden is funny as fuck. Listen to Joe Biden when he was young and full with energy. Politicians are... I do not endorse this. I do not know what this is.
Law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? I think we
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
To be fair, though, like, those are actual achievements in and of themselves. I don't know why he needed to inflate. It's the same with Hillary Clinton. It's like, I was under sniper fire. Pew, 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 pew. But, like, why do they have to embellish these things, which are easily fact-checkable? Like, if you lie about something, at least lie about something that can't be fact-checked, like what you had to eat this morning, you know, some shit like that, like no one knows. But I know that's like very easily verifiable information.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School.
Like that is still an accomplishment. Just the fact that you got into the University of Syracuse of Law School and you graduated, that in and of itself is an accomplishment. You don't have to say, oh, yo, I was magna cum laude. I will give him this. I understand why he's a politician. The ability to bullshit. It's like automatic fire bullshit. Just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Yeah, you believe it because you were shouting. Yeah. How much did he bribe the tutors? I don't know how it's like in America. But there are places... I actually wonder, can you bribe tutors in America? I'm pretty sure, like, women can. You know? Like an ushikashi lady can. Not with money, but with charm and charisma. However, if you can actually pay a university professor, I don't know. Like, in America, they earn a lot. So I don't think that they would take money in order to risk their entire career. But I think like nepotism may work, right? It's like favors, trading favors. Yeah, literally nobody cared until he lied about it. Why would he say something like that? I have a much higher IQ. Well, because back then IQ was all the rave. Until they realized it's racist to ask for IQ. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, in America, apparently, it's illegal to ask for IQ on job applications. In Romania, when I went to my school, I actually had to take an IQ test. I went to a private school. And you had to take an IQ test. And I scored pretty well. I forgot, like, how much the actual number. But it was, like, really annoying. Like, one of the reasons I probably could have scored more than I already did is because at one point you get so fucking bored of it. But I feel like that's the point. Like, you keep getting these questions, you know, and it's fun. Like in the beginning, it's fun to do these questions, and you do like 10, you do 20, you do 50, you do 100. But like, when you reach 150, and it's already been almost 2 hours, you're like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. And you start just, like, putting the questions at random. I just don't care. I don't. And I think it's done on purpose. Now, by the way, like, what does it mean to have high IQ? Like, having high IQ... doesn't this, like, people think intelligence is this broad term. Having high IQ means that you're able to recognize patterns. And it means that you're able to learn something really fast. So like for instance, when I was in med school, it would take me around 1 hour to learn 2 anatomy pages. Now anatomy is a very dry course. It's pretty much like, okay, this is the clavicula, or the superior part of the clavicula. You have the insertion for the deltoid muscle, and in this part you have the insertion for the trapeze muscle in the it's just like that. And it's pages after pages after pages of stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is the muscle, this is where it's inserted, right? And you have like Latin language, a lot of Latin words, and you gotta remember. So it's like memorizing the phone book pretty much. And it took me like 1 hour to learn 2 pages. Now there was another kid in my class. He could memorize like 10 pages in 15 minutes, and I was like, how the fuck are you doing it? Like, there's no fucking way. Like, you're cheating. Like, you already studied for this before you came to school. Like, there's no way that you can learn this fast. And the reality is, like, he could, right? Because he had high IQ. And that's the difference. But basically, like, if you're dumb, if you go to a university, and I genuinely believe this, right? Like, unless you're like, mentally deficient, but let's say you have average intelligence, or even like a little bit below average. It doesn't matter. If you crack at it, like if you don't party, if you actually study nonstop, like you just spend a lot of time and you keep studying over and over and over, you will pass. Like there's no way you wouldn't. And all universities are like this. Like you just need to just keep at it and focus. And sometimes you may not understand something, and if you just memorize it word by word, you will still pass the exam, even if you don't understand it. Now, the reason people don't graduate universities is twofold. Number one, the admission, right? So, like, maybe they can't afford it, or maybe they didn't do good in high school to have the correct grade. and number two, it's the cost, right? Like, it's expensive. But other than that, I do think, like, once a person gets into a university, unless they're mentally deficient, if they genuinely want to pass, if they genuinely focus and they work hard on studying, they can do it. My 10-month-old loves the troll. Oh, goodness. I'm going to hide the troll from my 1-month-old. Actually, mine is 1 week old. It's crying right now. It's upset. I think it's got stomach aches. A lot of newborns have those. Very, very difficult. It's in pain and you don't know what to do. While you were studying everything to be a Renaissance man, he studied the blade. My next door neighbor Ring camera filmed a bear trying to get in her front door. I didn't see any women asking for dates. Man, there was a bear in California. I forgot. Oh, they named it Frank the Tank. If you Google Frank the Tank, you will see that. It was a massive bear, and it kept breaking into people's houses. Like, it would press itself on the door, and it was so heavy that it would cause the door to knock down, and then you have a bear in your home. And luckily, it wasn't aggressive or anything, but like it would roam around the house, obviously freak people the fuck out. If you had a refrigerator or something, it would go and knock itself out. And it was like a public menace. I think like they eventually put him down. You and your wife had the baby. Congratulations. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we did. We did. A lot of people said that it's going to be incredibly difficult, and if that's the case, well, it hasn't been yet. To be fair, he's not moving around. He's not doing stuff that would require more attention than we already give him, so maybe the difficulty comes when he starts moving around and you need to watch out so that he doesn't pick something from the ground and swallow it. I mean, it's manageable. It's definitely a responsibility, but it's not that difficult. Like, all it wants is to eat and sleep. So it's as long as you keep him fed and you change the diaper and you let him sleep, then all is good. The only problem is that I think he's got a tummy ache now. Like, that is my professional diagnosis. Which means that he's crying a lot and there's nothing we can do. Like, we gave him some medicine and, yeah, you just need nature to take its course. No, like, he needs to heal. So there's that. Wait until he talks back? Jesus. Why would they do that? Holy shit. Do they do that? Do they talk back? Oh my goodness. It's horrible. To be fair, like, talking would be better than crying, so... Yeah, Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact had to remind a Westerner that the game is fictional every single fucking day. I swear to God, the left has hate speech and the right has obscenity laws. And they all come to fuck with Genshin Impact. Now, the thing that came onto my account was this. Dear Traveler, thank you for your feedback. Please be kindly reminded that Genshin Impact is a work of fiction and is not related to actual people, event groups, or organizations. We do really hope for your understanding. It's a leftist. It will not understand. So what is it about? Apparently, like, the leftist is complaining about the depiction of black people and African Americans in the fucking video game. So what they're suggesting is that people from all the way from fucking China are deeply involved and interested into American racial politics. And because it's not satisfactory to the leftists, they start the petition, and now it's got 8,000 views. I will comment on the petition on my channel. It is so fucking tiresome. I swear to God. Like, these people, they do not let you put crayons on a paper. They freak the fuck out. The moment the crayon touches the paper, they cannot live. They are just bewildered. It's fucking hell. They dealt with racismus in real life, and now they deal with racismus in fiction. Oh my God, V has a baby. Congratulations, guy. That's what I get for neglecting your content. Why, thank you, Daddy. Thank you. Now it sounds weird. Thank you, Daddy. Yes. Yeah, Genshin is still winning. Like, I haven't heard people bitch about it outside of the Western Anglosphere. It is a trend with the Anglosphere people. Okay, do you understand? This is hard to believe, I know. Do you know that people would complain about Tom and Jerry being too violent? Did you know that? Like, there was a time when I was a kid, and I actually heard it from my parents. Like this is way before my time. But I heard it before my parents, and I looked it up, and it's true. People were concerned about the violence in cartoons. Eventually, this is even more new than that, but like they removed Yosemite Sam's guns because, again, violence. These people are unwell, they're unhinged, and oh my God, do I hate them. Do I hate them so much that like the killjoys. And the problem with these people is that when you look at the shit they like, it's also problematic. I just don't get it. It's, oh God. Nechmag, look, wow, you and your wife had a real-life human being. Amazing. Here is some diaper money. Thank you, Nechmag, look. Diaper is not that expensive, actually. I was expecting it would be worse. But, like, I honestly think at this point, okay, like, the kid is still below 1 month, right? At this point, if you have, like, a big dog, it would be more expensive. Yeah, I think it would. If you, like, buy, like, those big sacks of dog food and the dog can, like, it would cost you more money than having a little kid. I'm pretty sure that would change, though. But, like, right now, the cost of diapers and the cost of baby formula isn't that high. Did you get the name brand diapers? I got the Huggies. I do not know if they're name brand or not. But I did get the ones that the hospital recommended. Because they said they're really good so that the baby doesn't do allergies. And I'm like, well, I don't want my baby to have allergies. Like, that would be horrible. So makes you wonder what they grew up with. Oh my goodness. Dude, if you read some of the old fairy tales, holy fucking shit. And I'm pretty sure, like, people at the time were complaining and bitching and whining about the old fairy tales as well. But, like, where do I even begin? Sleeping Beauty. Okay, do you know how Sleeping Beauty wakes up in the actual fairy tale? Okay, in the actual fairy tale, the king finds Sleeping Beauty, has sex with her while she's unconscious, right? Like, while she's asleep, no consent. And then she wakes up due to the child labor. So, like, when she goes into child labor, that's what wakes her up. That's the original story. Like, go and look it up. Red Riding Hood. Yeah, the wolf actually rapes Red Riding Hood. The story was about sending a message to little girls not to trust strangers. Again, like that, the Red Riding Hood, go on Wikipedia if you don't believe me. Like, it is mentioned, but the original story, not the Walt Disney one. No, like the original story, this is what happens. And she dies, and she doesn't get saved. and the whole moral compass, like, why would you say that story to a kid? Like, what is the... To teach little girls not to trust strangers. To go to the fucking grandma's house without taking a detour. What else we got? Cinderella. Yeah, in Cinderella, the stepdaughters, they have their legs amputated in order to fit the shoe, and they bleed to death. That's a story for kids, by the way. Like, this is like what they would tell little kids when they were young. And by the way, like, most stories, the stepmom is the villain. Like, nothing is more demonized into ancient fairy tales than the stepmother. I don't know what the stepmother did to the authors, but like, ugh. Yeah, a lot of the fairy tales are insanely dark. Insanely dark. And some have, like, sexuality in them as well. But they, you know, like, at least they have a moral, I guess. Like, despite the fact that they're dark, they have a moral to them. Why am I coughing so much? Jesus. Stepmothers are villains in real life too. I don't know. I didn't have one, so. Stepmothers sabotage the offsprings of other. But is it the case in every single situation, though? Like, are all stepmothers that bad? I don't know. I think, like, there are, like with stepdads, right? Like, I happen to know a couple of kids that have stepdads, and in some cases they're good, in some cases they're bad. But in many cases, the stepdad is actually better than the original father. So, why is it that the stepmom is demonized in ancient fairy tales? I don't know. I would assume that there are good stepmoms and bad stepmoms. With the stepmother, it's about them wanting the children of their own to inherit the father's estate. Well, maybe in a medieval setting that would make sense, yeah. But even so, like, why would they hate the original kid? And even if they actually do have kids of their own, it would still be like the oldest son inheriting everything, so. Stepmothers moving into a man's house with kids is the old playing someone else's save file. Mother-in-laws are also demonized, but a lot of people don't actually mind theirs. Oh my goodness. No, I actually don't know a single case where people like their mother-in-law. Like, at best you have someone that tolerates the mother-in-law, but like, to actually like it, I've never heard of such a case. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I know a lot of examples. I know a lot of people, and I haven't met the person that actually, you know, has like a wholesome, 100% well-established relationship with the mother-in-law. I don't think that's the case. No, I don't think it exists. I may change my mind if I actually meet someone, but yeah. I've seen several cases where women try to get the man's kids to move out or be moved to the mother in favor of her own. Maybe. I mean, depends on the age of the kid, right? Like, if the kid is 25 and hasn't moved yet, fuck. I bet even the father wants him to move, so. My mother hated my dad's mother. Yeah, like in most families, there's the conflict. And the conflict gets worse if you actually happen to live together under the same roof. Which back then it happened a lot. So. I got it good. My stepdad and my stepmom were cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think like there are stepmoms that are cool. I don't understand why ancient fairy tales have, and it's always the stepmom, never the stepdad. Like, it's never the stepdad that's bad. By the way, the topic of the video, right? Like, what I wanted to talk about is remembering the past. And I found the video, which was very interesting. Let me play it for you. If I can find it again. Where the fuck is it? I did say it. Yeah. You guys remember this shit?
How's the family and the children? Everybody okay?
You okay?
The reason that I find it so disgusting is that they do it on national television. Like, why'd you have to film it and show it to everyone?
Are you okay? Oh, it's so nice.
The only problem is we can kiss.
No, we can't. Not
No,
even through
kiss
this.
like on the cheek. Cause
Oh, I see what you mean. Go on, Phil's turn. Off you pop.
Come to G.
Yeah.
There is like no medical science involved in this. And I'm willing to bet everyone here is healthy. Like, you can actually study this. You can actually go and see if any of these people got sick with COVID 2 weeks after this event. And I'm willing to bet you have healthy people doing this performative thing because obviously the virus can't fucking jump over this shit. Right? Like, you can have a person, allegedly, according to the science at the time, you can have a person that's contagious, and for some reason, the virus just stops. You know, this is the ceiling. This is where it stops. It doesn't go fucking over. You know, at the time, I wanted to make these videos. I wanted to make them so fucking bad. But guess what? YouTube was the gatekeeper. I saw other content creators do similar shit and immediately banned. I mean, fuck. There were actual doctors that were just showing studies to the point where I was bobbing my head and the colleagues of mine were bobbing their heads as well. And then they got zooked. And then it turns out with the Twitter files that, oh, this was on the behest of the US government. And they actually said, even if the science is perfect, even if they're saying facts, if it goes against what the government mandates, you need to take it down. And the US was actually happy. Like, the White House even said that they're collaborating. Like, this was on the up and up. The UK, I think, like, had the censorship ministry. I don't know what the fuck they called it, but, like, they didn't really disclose to the public what they were censoring. And the reason I know about it is that there was this scandal that the conservatives want to shut down the censorship ministry, and the Labour were freaking out. It's like, what do you mean you're shutting it down? And the conservatives were like, no, we're not shutting it down. No, the false information, it stays up. Look at this shit.
Oh. Damn it.
And again, like, okay, so there's no plastic between them. Like the lady in yellow and the guy over here, right? Like, this is fine. You know what this is? This is adults playing make-believe. This is what it is. It's adults playing make-believe. Fucking disgusting, dude. The fact that this actually happened, and the fact that this was considered normal at the time, and if you didn't behave like that, you are considered to be abnormal, shows just how easy it is to manipulate people with the television box. I will tell you this. The moment the television box shut the fuck up and they went with the Ukraine, all of a sudden the virus went away. It's like fucking magic. It's insane, dude. It's like, I still can't believe it. Like, How are people this easily manipulated? Like, all it takes is the television, and that's it. Oh, you want me to pull out the Fauci song? I will fucking pull out the Fauci song. The Fauci song. Hold on. Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Dude. Listen to this, huh? This is a remix, huh? Is it the remix? Yeah. I want you to understand, right? There's an actual human being out there. No, they're real, alright? Like, this is not fiction. This is not Genshin Impact. No, this is an actual human, alright? And he decided to do this by his own volition. Like he actually decided to go on a stage in front of the cameras on national television and thought that it's a good idea to sing this song. I guess I would do it as well if I paid and I get to have a mask. Like, you need to have a mask for this. Like, if people actually got to see your face, like, your reputation would be tarnished. Like, everyone would remember you as the singing guy. So, but like, he still must have colleagues. Like, he must have people in his school or whatever, right? University. I don't know how old he is, but he must have, like, people that know who he is and know that he sung this. How does he make eye contact with them?
Dr. Fauci, give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. We'll wear our masks and we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant.
I bet, I'm willing to bet Fauci himself was cringing. Like, I fucking bet as much money as you want that Fauci himself, if you saw this, he was cringing. There is no way, like he would actually watch this and smile and like, oh, this is so wholesome. No, he was like, ugh.
Fauci, yes, promise us please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will lift with some ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me. Thank you.
Can you imagine, like, singing a song that a 5th grader would sing and then getting a standing ovation from the reporters? I mean, such talent, you know, it's something that not any person could do. It takes a special type of skill. Talking about never forgetting, I won't forget Tony Boblinski interview with Carlson. He told everything about how fucked up Joe Biden and his son was. Yeah, well, a lot of stuff is being told on Carlson. I love seeing Tucker Carlson unleashed. Not being gatekept by Fox News and actually talking about whatever he wants. Still less cringe than the HR girls. Oh, you admit it. You're just a 5'4" with an attitude. 5'4" with an attitude. Hold on. Let me play the 5'4" with an attitude. Man, a lot of stuff is going viral lately. There's a lot of humor. Here we go.
Gen Z boss and a mini. Gen Z boss and a mini. Itty bitty titties and a bulb. Itty bitty titties and a bulb. 5'3" and an attitude. 5'3" and an attitude. Secret product in a trench. Secret product in a trench. New friend green and a sneaky link. New friend green and a sneaky link. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Gen Z.
Yeah, I think this is why I don't like it. I think it's like the 5'3" and an attitude. This is why I don't like the HR. Right? I called you out. Called you out, boyo. What you gotta do? You gotta hate. That's what you gotta do. And you got all the flavors in the world and you choose to be salty. I'll pay you money not to play that. Fuck! Why did you say this earlier, Brandon King? Why did you say this earlier? Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see. There was something else that I want to show you guys. This one. Okay, listen. Empire Strikes Back. If it was written by the current people working at Disney, this is like top tier shit. This is best writing ever. Look.
If you only knew the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. If
Stop questioning Dr. Fauci and believe the science. I always believe the science. And the avatar of science is Dr. Fauci. That is 100% funny. Who writes that garbage though? My goodness, it's... Oh. I don't even know like what went into the writer's head. Like, why not just plagiarize at that point? You know, like go watch some old film where they had like some nursery rhyme and shit and take that. Like, why would you write something so bad? How did the writers wake up in the morning knowing that they wrote something so atrocious yesterday? Do you think like they get the Facebook effect? Like, if you guys don't know the Facebook effect, it was if you go back and you read the posts that you wrote like 2 or 3 years ago, you will realize that they are oozing with cringe. And you're like, how the fuck did I write something like that? Speaking of, it's also my belief that any type of flirting that you do with a woman is going to look unbelievably cringe if it leaks into the public. Like, there is no way you can flirt with a lady and have it that if that conversation ever leaked, people wouldn't find it cringe. And the reason I believe this is that recently I was going through Facebook and I was like looking through all of the stuff that I used to say back when I was at university. And my goodness, did I cringe. Holy fucking shit. Like, if I were to make some of those posts public when I was flirting with girls at the university, oh my god. Like, I'm even surprised I was getting dates. Like, I don't blame the women that were ghosting me. But, like, there were others that actually did go out with me, and I want to call them, and I was like, what the fuck was wrong with you? Raining Terror. They should have had TikTok dancing nurses in Star Wars. Oh, they had hip-hop songs. Did you not know? What do you say to the people who don't believe your advice and research, Dr. Fauci, I am the science? I think, like, the New York Times actually released an article saying that it's dangerous to do your own research. I'm not even kidding. Like, they actually wrote that. What do you mean show? There is nothing for me to gain if I were to show that. I would be the laughingstock of the internet. I would reach DSP level. There is no fucking way I'm showing something like that. Jesus Christ. How much would they have to pay you to sell out like that? I don't know, man. No, I never showed penis pictures. Like, that is something that I never did, and I don't understand men who do. I actually asked ladies, it's like, has there ever been a single guy that showed you an unsolicited dick pic and you didn't, and you actually went out with him and all the women said no? Now maybe they're lying, I don't know. But I actually did ask. It's like, okay, what if it's like a really nice cock? Like it's one that you genuinely like the shape of it. It's symmetrical, perfect length, perfect grip. It's washed. It looks amazing. And they said it's like, well, I would say it's a nice cock, and then block him. So like I don't get the people that show it, and even when the girl asks, because I had the case where like yeah there are ladies that do ask for it. I never showed it because I knew it would come back to haunt me. So yes, like there is absolutely no picture of my penis on the internet. They just don't exist. Speaking of cocks, news today. Apparently an immigrant was caught having sex with a chicken. I don't know like why this is newsworthy. Like why did they thought that the entire nation needs to know? but yeah, like they made it public. It's like this immigrant had sex with a chicken. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, what can I comment on it? Like what exactly is there to add to this? You know, it's kind of like it stands for itself. Like you see it, everyone drags their own conclusions, but how did it fit? That's what I wanted to know. You know, like many people had like different feelings of disgust, revulsion. But my initial thing was like the first thing that popped into my mind was like, how did it fit? And because you know, like when you're a kid, you play that game where there's like a circle and you gotta put the appropriate peg into the circle. Like it develops your logic and stuff. So like if the peg is too big and the circle is too small, it's just like, you know, you knock on wood and it just doesn't go in. So people were wondering how it fit. And my suggestion was like, why do we assume that the immigrant was on top? Like it says that he had sex with chicken. It doesn't say that he was on top. Like why is everyone assuming? The second possibility is that if he was on top, maybe he had a very little pecker. Like if you have a little pecker, then you know. The egg comes out of somewhere. Oh my fucking god. Goodness gracious. Oh, now I can't get the image out of my head. Oh, come on. Ah, oh, no. That's nasty. That is so fucking nasty. No. Yeah, chickens don't have vaginas. They have cloacas. How are you so wise in the way of the science? I generally don't think I am. I'm just like, I like to think that I'm normal and I just ask questions. Like, I don't take things for granted. If someone tells me something, I usually like to understand why that is. Chicken sandwich with the secret sauce. See, if it was an ostrich, yes. But to be honest, I don't think like you can actually force an ostrich. Because like those things can kill you. Like a kick from an ostrich. Apparently it's powerful enough to break bones. So like the only way you can do that is the ostrich allows you. And I don't think it's in the mood for it. Which is probably why they don't target ostriches. Ever seen x-rays of kiwis with that egg inside? Get the fuck out. Alright, hold on. I'm actually looking. Oh my fucking god. No way. No fucking... Come on! No way! Dude! Dude, like, if this thing breaks, I think it kills the bird. Like, they must be so vulnerable in this state. Holy shit. Let me show you something else. I'm actually curious if you guys know what this is. I'm actually trying to find the... I think this one is good enough to show, yeah. Okay. Can you guys tell me what X-ray this is? And yes, this is a human skull. And the answer to the question is a 6-month-old. Like, this is the X-ray of a child, and these are the baby teeth, and these other ones are the teeth that are going to grow after. So, like, yeah, you're actually born with your original, with your adult teeth and with your baby teeth. And it looks like this. Well, some people didn't know. No, it was the yolk sac. Hold on, let me see one. There is one picture though that creeped me the fuck out at med school, and like I genuinely had difficulty sleeping at night after I see it. After I saw it, so now you have to see it as well. What do you think this is? The answer is bone cancer. And what a fucking painful way to go. Holy shit. Like, again, all of these protrusions, like, they come out through the skin, and when you look at it, it goes into the eye socket. Like, take me to Canada, please. Justine, I think you have the right solution. Like, again, like, the bone just grows, and it grows through the skin. Like, look at this shit. Just look at it. It's just a horror. It's like, imagine going it inside your eye, and I think it's not just in your skull, it's everywhere. I mean, this is probably one of the worst, most painful ways to go. That's a picture of an average Brit. Well, yeah. It's a little baby. Yeah, there's no possible cure. There's nothing they can do. I mean, it will, like, even if they were to remove the bone, it would just keep growing. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Isn't bone cancer more common in young people? Oh my goodness, I forgot. Cause like, there's so many types of cancers, and you had to learn which is more common in what. But yeah, bone cancer, luckily, is not that common. But like, if you do get it, you're kind of fucked. They probably did remove the eye. I mean, at that point, you probably can't even see, right? Like, if it there's also an issue with animals, like moose and animals that have antlers. Like, there is a condition where the antler literally just grows into their skull and kills them slowly, painfully. So, yeah. Check out some pictures with people with hyperdontia. No, I know what that is. I don't wanna. Yeah, really, you should be thankful for your health. Anyway, I hear the baby crying, so I should go check it out. Got responsibilities and shit now. So, thank you for the donations, and I'll see you on my main channel, because I'm going to upload the video there. So, hopefully you guys will tune in. And until tomorrow, and maybe, hopefully tomorrow, I'll do This Week is Stupid, because this week, I couldn't. So, I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.